Hey up lads and lasses, Danfire here, back again with some more Galaxy Reavers 2 videos for you. I had some comments, I've had quite a lot of comments actually on most of my videos asking what some of the weapons are and RnD and stuff like that when I've got, Deconstruction Rays, and it's not quite as easy to work out what they are. So I'm going to go through the main weapons I think are probably the top in the game at the moment that you should be looking to RnD, so I can give you the sort of base items so you can find it easily and start working on it. So without further ado, we're going to go into the archives, because I think this is going to be the easiest way. We're going to start with price lists and the lasers. This is new, this is added in, not the latest patch, but the patch just before it. It's really cool. They got some weapons here, like there's gold-shaped laser guns and some other bits and pieces, small gold laser guns that aren't currently in the game. So hopefully these are things that are coming, because I would love, I think these small laser guns, I actually had these in blue and upgraded them a little bit. They're actually not bad for little blue guns, so yeah. Anyway, so we'll start off with the Xnt Laser, which is this one here. So the reason I quite like these, and I run quite a few of them, is because they have this chance to make the target energy loss. This drops the energy on the enemy, which is really, really useful. I've seen like enough of these on things like Immortals to the point where my Legion couldn't even fire because I had like zero energy, couldn't do anything. So it's actually quite powerful. They do decent bit of damage. They got okay range. There's no crit on them like all lasers. You can get crit, even though this says 0%. If you get crit off your ship, your captains, command CNs, they can crit. Anyway, so these Xnt lasers, these come from the shaped laser guns. So this is the one you want to be looking for if you want to get Xnt lasers. You upgrade these in RnD, they go into the NT laser gun and then into the Xnt. Right, we then have the Deconstruction Rays. So again, really good lasers. They got huge amounts of damage, like over 20,000 thermal damage base, pretty much, when they're maxed out at the top tier. And they do more damage the lower the durability of the target. I quite like these as well. They are unfortunately 4 slots, so if you're trying to run them on a Fell Hunter, it's a little bit difficult. I did have a Fell Hunter build with 3 of them on it. It's not particularly efficient. I think the XNTs are better on the Fell Hunter because of that, as you do need about 5 guns on a Fell Hunter to keep it firing properly, especially with these cooling times. They're pretty nuts. So the Deconstruction Rays, these come from the large PT, and then the starter is the particle ray gun. So there you go. If you're looking for the Deconstruction Rays, it's the particle ray gun into the large particle ray gun, and then you get RnD up into the Deconstruction Ray. We'll move over to projectiles now. They're the only 2 lasers I can recommend. It's not true. The etheric laser gun, I don't actually have the T3. I have seen it used. It's not too bad. It has blind, which reduces the accuracy of the enemies firing at you, so it's quite nice. I think the XNTs are probably in a better place though. We'll move on to projectiles. So the projectiles that I always recommend are the Seagorse. These are fairly easy to work out. They've got high crit rate, so you can get loads of crit onto them. Like 60% to get is quite easy to do, and with that 60%, you get a 50% damage base buff before you even include subsystems with crit damage on them and stuff like that. So good guns, high damage due to that. These come from the Gorse cannons, go up to the combined Gorse guns, and then you end with a heavy Seagorse. Another one I actually quite recommend are these large rapid fire guns. These come from the Durlicons. So you can get blues of these, and at some point you get a purple. I think it's for completing 3 stars in one of the sectors. So you get 3 stars on all the planets. I think you get a Durlacon for that in purple. It's the only purple we've managed to find so far, so we're hoping we do get the and some more purple ones, because they're pretty good. So the Durlacon goes into the large rapid fire gun, and then into the snaking cannon. I don't currently have one unlocked. I'm currently working on mine, but I have seen other people's, and boy, can they dish out some damage. These things I've seen dishing out as much damage as the Deconstruction Rays. These are potentially horrendously powerful. It's only the purple I've seen dishing out that damage. The blue's not quite there. I haven't tested it. If you have a full set of blues, it might be enough there anyway. They do have a bit of crit rate. The problem with them is the way that they fire, though. They fire in this sort of strafing action, which takes out missiles and stuff all on the way, which is quite nice. But if the ship's moving or is quite small, it's potential that you won't hit all of your shots. This will reduce your damage fairly significantly, depending on how many shots are missed. But if it's a stationary target, like in the Invasion, you have the Titan that's just sat there, you're just going to get all your damage off all the time. It's pretty strong. We also have the Railguns, which is here. I also don't have these up yet. I can recommend these because there's penetration on top of a monster's penetration, and the penetration on the tornadoes as well, because they've got penetration built into the warship features. You get high enough that this can almost completely ignore shields, like they just weren't there. This is pretty cool. It's less damage than the Gorse, from what I've tested so far and what I've seen. But because they ignore shields on an Immortal or something, which is 300,000 shields, you're ignoring all of that shield anyway. So you basically starting the match with like almost a 300% damage buff. So obviously that's pretty cool. I can recommend them. These come up from the empty railgun. So empty railgun into the large M railgun, and then you end with the heavy DAM railgun. Also recommended are the PT guns. I should find them here somewhere. Apparently they don't exist in the archive. So I wonder if they've got them in other. Oh wait, no, don't they still think it's a missile because of the way they worded it, or something like that? No, it's not there. So we'll come out of here, go quick. We'll go into factory. Yeah, we'll just go into RnD, I think. These are fairly easy to understand anyway. They come from the penetration gun. So you have the heavy penetration gun. This comes from the large PT gun. Let's see if I can find that. Large PT gun, which comes from the PT machine gun. I don't currently believe I have one to show you. Oh, I do. I do have a PT machine gun somewhere. Bear with me. Try and find that quick. I wish you could sort sometimes in this game. As you can see, when you have a few ships, there's a lot of equipment to try and go through. Here it is. PT machine gun. So this will go to the large penetration gun and up to the heavy penetration gun, PT gun. These are really good because it has that fragile. Fragile gives you crit damage, a debuff on the enemy, giving you crit damage. Increased crit damage, sorry. Stacks up to 5 times, so you get quite a good bit of damage out of it if you're on crit builds and stuff like that. These are really, really powerful for that kind of build. They're okay damage-wise. They're not the best, but because of the fragile, it's easily worth mentioning and worth putting on the guns that you plan to use. Sorry, on the ships you plan to use if you're running Gorse and etc. We'll then move over to missiles. We'll run back into the archives for this again. So if we go over to missiles, so Although I don't recommend missiles, there are a couple of missiles, if you're forced to run them, that I do think aren't too bad. So first up, you have the large thermal missile. Is this the right one? No, it's not. That's the tactical device. You have the large HE. Ah, here we go. The heavy HE missiles. I have got golds of these, but I just haven't upgraded them yet because I don't use that many missiles. So these have a chance to make the target on fire. There's 3 versions of the fire. There's a T1 version, a T2, and a T3. The T3 version, which comes from these heavy HE missiles, does level 3 fire, and that can stack up to 10 times. At the 10 stack mark, if you can keep that up, it does, I think it's between 2,000 and 3,000 damage per second. There's actually a huge damage boost if you can keep the stacks up and going. So I can highly recommend running heavy HE missiles for that. Because of the cooling time on them though, I believe you would have to run as many as you could fit on the ship just to keep the stack at its highest point. So yeah, heavy HE missiles. These come from the HE missiles, and the HE upgrades the large HE into the heavy HE. And yeah, we're going for those stacks. The other ones I suggest are the CP missiles. We've got them here. So these just shoot in basically a straight line. They're more like the torpedoes in that sense. They're just fast in a straight line, hits its target. So they're a little bit more reliable to hit accurately and often, which is quite nice. And they do EM damage. The reason I suggest them is because of that straight line speed. You're getting the damage out a little bit faster than having to wait for all your missiles to appear and hit the enemy and hopefully not get shot down on the way. So you have the CP missiles. These come from the pulse missile into the large pulse missile into the CP missile. That about wraps it up, really. I'm not going to suggest any torpedoes at the moment. I just don't, because you can't use any torpedoes after destroyers because there's no ships that use them. It's just not worth sort of upgrading. I'll do another one on the tacticals. There'll be another video out for the tacticals on this. We can have a quick look at UAVs. The UAVs are pretty, to be fair, are named pretty much all the same. So you have the Falcon, it goes up to the Falcon X, and then it stays at the Falcon X, and it's the Flame into the Flame X, to the Flame X, the Shadow into the Shadow, into the Shadow X. And these are just literally, depending on what carrier you're running, you might put them on. For example, Immortals, you probably want to run Shadows with Lunar Eclipse on it as well for the electro damage. Falcon, on the Red Dragon, the Dragon has the front subsystem, has a projectile UAV damage boost, so you probably want to go for that there. Flames, I believe, are on the King. You can also run these on the Fenrir. The Fenrir can run 3 flames at the front with level 3, and you get that flame that I was talking about with the HE missiles. So yeah, the UAVs are pretty more self-explanatory than some of the other guns, like the Deconstruction Ray, which, you know, has no name and doesn't even look like the guns before it. The XNTs don't share the name, but they kind of look similar to the shaped lasers. Anyway, I hope you find that useful and informative. Just a quick one. We do have this new invite friends. I have already given a code, so I can't add anymore, I believe. I've tried and it's not letting me. But there's my invitation code. If you guys want to add me, you're more than welcome. Once I get up to about 20 friends, I'll be, or end of the month, I'll be trying to pop some recharges for whoever's in that list to give you guys a bit of a hand. And other than that, yeah. If you want to drop invitation codes because you're trying to get friends as well, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I might make a video over the weekend at some point after Saturday's video as well. Oh, sorry, after Friday's video as well, not Saturday. And I might put this out on Saturday, is what I meant. And I'll get all the codes, and I'll do a quick video going, anyone want to add any of these guys, etc, etc, and so everyone can see the invitation code for them and help each other out. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Likes, comments, and subscribe helps me out, helps the channel out, and I'll catch you guys